Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. So today I'm bringing you guys some Aphelios Light. I think the deck is still very strong, that's why I wanted to showcase it. I think it does very well into a lot of things in the meta. It can do really well into like Bard Illaoi, for example. It can still just overwhelm a lot of the aggro decks out there. It can just raise people down. Really the only matchups that tend to be really bad for us are going to be Thralls and Kai'Sa, which can be a little bit more popular. For the most part, every other matchup feels very winnable. And I feel like there's a lot of people that stopped playing this deck just because Kai'Sa got released. So hopefully I'm here to kind of change your mind a little bit on that. And I also kind of expect this deck to get nerfed on the patch. So this is also kind of like a last hurrah for this deck. Because I feel like Riot is going to try to hit this deck now. Although they're like a month too late, they're still gonna hit it now because that's how Riot does it. But how does this deck work? If you haven't seen this deck, it's kind of like an aggressive deck, aggressive burn deck, right? So the idea is that you're playing a lot of early units with Dustbringer, Sending Urchin, Boom Baboon, Financier, right? Chompers, and even some Dredger. You're able to just push a lot of chip damage, pull blockers away with your Chompers, have your Poro Cannon pushing elusive damage. Just do as much damage as you can early on. Do remember though that we end up finishing the game with a big top end. So the idea is that you push a lot of damage early on and then finish the game with your big top end of the Light, giving everything overwhelm. So sometimes it might be better to just save your units until that turn 7 or turn 6 sometimes, because there is a combo that you can do it on turn 6 if you have the Dust Petal Dusk. So just, keep that in mind. But if you can get good trades early on and get some chip damage early on with your early units, you should go ahead and do it, because the more damage you do early, the better. That way, when your Line comes down, your Overwhelm is potentially able to kill them. You play full burn package, triple Mystic, triple Get Excited, so you're able to kill them that way, and then kind of go from there, right? That's really what the deck is built to do. Just attack early, have really wide board for your big Light turn, and just finish up the game through there, and then finish up the game through the burn. Your champions are more there as support cards, right? So Aphelios ends up being really good because it lets you just get a lot of value with his weapons. And then you have Viktor and Bard. Viktor and Bard are really good because they both grow really big with Augment, and Bard just general with her skill. And then if you're able to put the Light on the Viktor and the Bard and give them Overwhelm when they have like 10 attack, then it ends up being huge. The rest of the deck is kind of finished up by Moonlight Affliction to try to combat some of the Kai'Sa and some of the Thralls deck, and then Trifecta to be able to come back into the game if you see yourself kind of running out of resources. So the deck is very standardized at this point. I think this version with Viktor and Bard is better than the Soy version. So if you're interested in trying this out one last time before it gets nerfed, then go ahead and give it a shot. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the games coming up today. As always, if you stick to the end of the video, we'll give you guys some mulligan tips. And if you like the content, please make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post Illaoi videos every single day. I'll see you all in a little bit. In this matchup, we'll be going up against Heimerdinger Jayce. They do have a lot of ways to kill my units early, so that's actually very problematic. That's very problematic. I think I like the Viktor and I like the Sun Dredger. We even get the Boom Baboon, because the problem is Battle Feast, right? Battle Feast means that it's really easy for them to just kill my Boom Baboon. Let's get to work. Oh, we can't even block that. Was it ever worth it to actually commit the Poro? I don't think it was. I don't think it was. If you have the Battle Feast, you have the Battle Feast. I can't stop it. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna open attack, because the opponent could have access to... Let's do it here. Let's do it here. Just present a lot of damage. Shock Blast? Okay, I thought it was going to be Shock Blast, but that's not as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, that's definitely not as bad as I thought it would be. We cool Poro Cannon. And I honestly don't hate it. I honestly don't hate it. I'm just wondering if I need to wait until I have Viktor in the field to Poro Cannon. It's a lot of damage. Opponent has blockers everywhere. We could technically kill one of his range bots now before the opponent gets value from... I mean, we could kill this guy right now, right? But then opponent still has good blockers everywhere else. Ooh. Let's go here first. Let's go here and let's just kill this guy. I think I'm gonna kill the Poro Cannon for when I have Viktor. I'm gonna see if I can high roll a Viktor in this game. I think that's the best bet that I can do. Opponent probably has the Headstick Handler here, which means that we'll be able to summon the Viktor for free. The problem is Jayce, right? Yeah, so that's the Headstick Handler that we were talking about. So we can summon Viktor here. We have blockers for everything. We can start working on the Viktor and potentially be able to do an Aphelios to kill the Headstick Handler. Opponent has 6 mana next turn though.
Come on, people. Let's make tomorrow today.
Opponent does have the 6 mana next turn. And they're trying to just rush us down, right? Spell Shield is huge. I think Spell Shield is probably the best one that I got it. We have to block everything here, even though I really dislike this. But Spell Shield makes me feel a lot safer of taking this block with Viktor. Opponent might be trying to just burn us down. Spell Shield is probably one of the best rolls though. Let's go for the second. Let's see what we get next. Let's see if we high roll this. I also like the idea that we could pass initiative. Tough is really good. So now Mystic Shot doesn't kill it. So I like the fact that we can pass initiative here. I feel like opponent has a way to kill Aphelios. But I feel like Aphelios is so good here. It's for us to pass up on it. So I'm gonna go Boom Baboon instead. Heimer? We don't have a way... Well, I guess we can go to Aphelios now, but we don't have a way to really kill anything else. So we could do the Poro Cannon. But this guy doesn't really have any keywords that are worth attacking with. We could do the Edit Sider on this guy right away. How does that sound for me? I want to see if I can force him to block with the Heimerdinger, but I don't know if that's ever gonna actually be possible. So I'm just gonna go Aphelios. I'm just gonna go Aphelios and then start on my moon weapons. Opponent could have access to the Shock Blast next turn, and I think that's fine. We have a Burst Speed blocker with the Chumpers. So we have a Burst Speed blockers with the Chumpers. Shock Blast is not scary. The Viktor can block. He wants me to... Cannot be the Get It Sighted, right? It's never the Get It Sighted because we want to get the Moon Weapon. So we want to get the Moon Weapon right here. We could have cycled to the Lifesteal, to be honest, if we could have played it a little bit better. We could have probably gone for the Lifesteal, because this guy has Spell Shield. Opponent probably has to remove the Spell Shield right now. They have to remove the Spell Shield right now. So if they have access to like a Vengeance and stuff, they need to do it right now. Wind and Light is going to be a problem for them next turn. So we can actually go Daring Portal, have access to Wind and Light. Especially because this guy's going to have a big value. Regen, that's huge. So now he doesn't even have a good blocker for Viktor. We can go... Yeah, so we can go some Dredger on the Chumpers. We can save the Graviton for later. We can go some Dredgers on the Chumpers. One Daring Portal. Thermal? That's a good thermal. Okay, so now we can go double Poros, right? We can go double Poros and then go Wind and Light. We have 7 mana, so yeah, so we can go double Poro. This gets regen. This is gonna level up as well, right? So we could go here. Threaten the Wind and Light. So this is gonna be a big Wind and Light turn. This guy still has Spell Shield, has Tough, so he can actually survive. He's gonna get +1 health anyways from this guy. We can pull this Lobber away because of the Chumpers. He got Fearsome. Fearsome is whatever. I mean, Fearsome is actually not bad because it means that his only blocker is the Evolution Turret. Yeah, I think it's just a Wind and Light turn, right? When it needs to just go Shock Blast here. Yeah. So there's the Shock Blast. The downside is that now we can just pull this one. So now we can just pull this one with the Chumpers. So we can now just pull that guy with the Chumpers. Problem is that the opponent levels up his Heimer. But we can just kill everything else. Right? This guy's still pushing a ton of overwhelm damage. So we can pull this guy right here with the Chumpers, killing his elusive. He can block here with this guy. He doesn't get a value block here. He's still taking a ton of damage. He's going to give us Heimer because he doesn't want to take that much overwhelm damage, which makes sense. Everywhere else that he blocks, he loses to the Get Excited and the burn. So he has to actually give us the Heimer. And because we have Regen and Spell Shield, this is going to stay alive for a little bit longer. That kind of sucks for them, right? I think this is a mistake because this still keeps this alive, right? At least with this, you could trade. Keeping this alive is good for me. I just keep blockers. I have a good blocker with the Viktor on your Stormlobber. Stormlobber. I think he had to Shock Blast the Flame Chompers. I think he had to Shock Blast the Flame Chompers so that he could threaten the elusive damage. But I guess I always have the elusives, right? So that doesn't work either. So I'm okay with this. We even get a Viktor now. I'm A-okay with this. We have Graviton to save us. Opponent's down to 7. I guess the only downside is that we don't have any other Overwhelm value, but we still have the elusive. We can get the Overwhelm with the head score upgrade. And this thing still has Spell Shield. We can have our elusive.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
Really? Alright. Let's see if we have roll. Opponent only has 4 mana. So he's gonna try to kill one of these two guys. Sure. But again, it doesn't matter because we have enough blockers. There's the impact. Not great. Not great, not bad. You know, maybe we want to draw. Maybe I'm okay drawing. I also kind of like the Viktor death rate on this guy. But I kind of don't want to break my draws. Let's go here. Because that way we can just discard that with the Sunny Urchin. Really? Alright. So we can block here. We can block here. We can block here. We can get excited. And I guess we can just block here, right? We can go Viktor death rate here. And that still leaves us at 7. That still leaves us at 7. We have Fearsome, remember. We kill his Heimer. We have Fearsome. We kill his Heimer. We can stun the Evolution turret so that the opponent doesn't have a Fearsome blocker. Ooh, Baboon? Oh, okay. Well, we can just do this too. So we can go right here. This gives the Evolution turret away. Opponent only has the range bot. This is dealing enough damage. We can actually go the Chompers as well, so that we can pull the other blocker away and be able to hit with the 2 Sun. So just in case that the opponent finds a way. So in case that the opponent finds a way to deal with my Viktor, this is still pushing 5 and then Get Excited finishes the game. And there we go. Yeah, I think that was an interesting attack, but I think opponent was a little bit desperate at that point, right? But Viktor just wins his games. Like if you let Viktor level up, he just wins your games. And opponent focused on Aphelios. I mean, the Viktor got Spell Shield first, so I guess he couldn't kill the Viktor ever. But yeah, GG's. In this matchup, we'll be going up against Thralls. Probably one of our worst matchups with this deck because of Rabin. So Rabin makes this matchup really, really sad. This hand doesn't look bad. Oh, I mean, this hand is greedy. I like keeping the Chompers, and I like keeping the Viktor. I think we could potentially harbor with a Viktor to be able to win. We get a 1-drop that we can use to attack right away. We get the Chompers that we can use if we draw one of our draw engines. Like right here. Perfect. So that's exactly why I kept the Chompers. I think keeping Chompers in this matchup is always correct. We get a Winding Light for a turn 6 Winding Light. Let's just push the damage now. Let's push the damage now. before anything else happens. Don't think Financier is correct because of the Rabin being a problem. So I think we're just gonna go for Viktor. Let him do his Rabin. If they want to do Rabin, I'm okay with letting them do it right here. I guess the turn 6 Winding Light doesn't matter because we're attacking on 7 anyways. If we were attacking on 6, this Winding Light would be crazy. Or Winding Light. But unfortunately, we're not. Fortunately, we're not. Rabin, Avalanche. Rabin is better and Avalanche later. If they don't have Rabin, that could be the option, but we'll see. We'll see what Spakes does. So they ended up not having Rabin, and instead just had to draw. That kind of feels bad for them. So now they're telling us no Rabin. Spell Shield is huge. Spell Shield is huge. Spell Shield is actually huge. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the Viktor again, with the Viktor spell, and see what they do before we commit anything else, and also kind of see what keyword we get from Viktor. Let's see. We have the Chompers. Honestly, my only fear right now is Avalanche, right? So that's why I want to start with this first. Oh, Fury? Because if the opponent doesn't commit the Avalanche right here, we get some value. It could be Sense of Time. It stops everything except the Viktor, but we're still pushing 4. So what if we make sure that we push even more with Viktor? What if we push even more with the Viktor? In which case we have to do Poro Cannon. I'm kind of just letting him know, like, if you have Avalanche, you have to do it right now, right? So I'm kind of giving him the free reign to do Avalanche if he has it. If they don't have it, it's definitely Sense of Times then, right? It's definitely Sense of Times. So Sense of Times means that we're only pushing 5 damage. Opponent goes down to 9. And then they get to do the Sense of Times on the Frozen Throw, which means that they're not able to... Well, they can still copy it with Talia. So they can still copy it with Talia. So why don't we just go all in then? I think they're telegraphing Sense of Times too hard, so I'm gonna go all in. If it's Avalanche right here, then they still lose to the... They still lose to the second Chompers because we have the Pearl Cannon to pull it out, right? Yeah, that's the Sense of Times that we talked about. Now, he could summon a Throw right here, which would be the only concern. So we still get value. Anyways, we still get to push 7 damage. That's why I kind of went all in. We don't care about the Chompers. Chompers is always dying. They're gonna get to copy that Throw next turn. We lost the Spell Shield value. We lost the Spell Shield, so they're gonna go Talia here. So this is gonna be a Talia turn. Talia into Imagine Possibilities, for example, could be a big turn for them. Yeah. Telegraph, right? Telegraph, telegraph, telegraph. Technically, Burying Ice could be a problem. Lifesteal? Lifesteal is not bad. Burying Ice could be a problem. If we commit for the Winding Light next turn. We have another Chompers. Opponent will have to have a second Sense of Times, which is why I really don't care for these 2 units right here. Opponent taps out of almost everything though. I really don't care for these 2 units because they're gonna get punished by a second Sense of Times. Opponent also has Lysandra leveled up already. They have blockers for everything now because they're gonna have 4 blockers. That's unfortunate. Huh. Yeah, let's go all in. If the opponent has the Imagine Possibilities, they can do it. think I'm gonna go all in because I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna win the line right away. If they have very nice, then we lose the game. If it's not very nice, then we're still okay. I'm not gonna play around that, right? Do we commit the Victor spell? I guess that's my question. Do we commit the Victor spell? Or do we just go straight up Winding Light? I guess we have to go Winding Light, right? Because the opponent gets access to the Asha right here. I can't remember if they get at the beginning of the turn, or does it not count because it's already my turn? Yeah, it doesn't count. So it might actually be... Because this is losing anyways, right? This is losing anyways to an Avalanche. It might actually be Victor spell. You know what? Let's do it. We didn't get the spell shield. I was hoping for the spell shield. Because we're always losing to Avalanche regardless, right? This levels up the Victor. You know what? Whatever. Let's go about it. Let's go this way. If the opponent uses the Avalanche now, we lose. If the opponent has the Winding Light, we lose. I can't play around it. If it's Winding Light, if it's very nice, it's very nice. The freeze is a problem. Second Sense of Times is a problem because it still eliminates almost every damage that we're doing. I needed to hide with like Quicksand or something like that. I mean, Quick Attack or something like that for this to actually be a valuable attack with our Victor. Yeah, so it has to be... It has to just be Sense of Times then, right? Or, So we always want to put this elusives last. We want to put this guy last as well. We always go like this. We always go like this. This is forcing the opponent to block with Lysandra if they really don't have a lot of other stuff. But I'm guessing they have to freeze. If they're blocking like this, they have to freeze, right? Yeah, so see, by having him block with Lysandra here, it means that these guys do more damage because the Lysandra dies. Second Sense of Times means that Lysandra could survive. But Sense of Times taps him out only to force spell. So Lysandra will still die to the Pell Cascade if it's Sense of Times. Meaning that this is still pushing 2 damage. Not much, but it's something. Okay, so 3 Sisters first. I don't think you want to go to 1. I don't think 1 is the answer. So we knew that he was going to have to freeze. There's no question about that. Which is kind of scary because now he's going to still kiss both Thralls.
Their ideas stagnate.
But they're kind of low on resources. I don't want to commit the Pell yet. If he presses OK here, do we have to just let him go to 1? I think we do. Yeah, that's the second freeze. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So he's gonna freeze this guy then? Or is it Entomb? Entomb? Really? We can deal 1 more damage with Pale, leaving down to 2. If we actually do it in the Victor, we're actually... No, it doesn't push the damage because of the impact. Sure. It's kind of scary though. Like, I feel like the Pell Cascade is probably not worth it right here. Now, let's do it now. Let's do the Pell Cascade right now. Let's just push the extra damage, lift him down to 2. We could top deck a Get Excited and win the game, so this puts him in range of Get Excited. We still get an Overwhelm here. This means that our units don't die to... I mean, the Poros will die to the Ice Shard, but it keeps our Sun Dredger from dying to Ice Shard, which is good. So our sub judges don't die to the Ice Shard. Sure. I want him to use the Ice Shard right now, right? Opponent could just attack with Lysandra, but I guess we have a chump blockers for Lysandra. What opponent could do is just first do the Ice Shard before they commit anything else. But they don't want to do that either. They don't want to do that either because they don't want to commit to losing to the Get Excited. So they don't want to lose to the Get Excited. Now that was 2-3 sisters out of the way, right? And the funny thing is that we can do the trifecta and still have access to be able to kill him with Get Excited, right? Sure. So we go here. This might be good because this might get us the burn. Falling Comet means that we can kill Lysandra and then do the Mystic. But we don't get it. We don't get what we're looking for. Cosmic Inspiration, though, is not bad. He gets our Poro to be able to kill, to win the game. He gets punished by so many things, though. He gets punished by Deny, which is a problem. Again, I want to threaten that I have mana for Get Excited. I want to threaten like if I have mana for Get Excited and having not tap out of anything. Unfortunately, he's gonna get value here, so he cannot tap out of the Bard Negation. So let's do this. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. I don't hate this. It makes it so the Pro Cannons can win the game. And that they don't die to the Ice Shard. Right, negation? So now you lose to the Get Excited if we top deck it. But we never do, right? Yeah, so we never top deck the Get Excited, so it's okay. It's okay. Opponent gets a little bit lucky, right? Pel Cascade Mystic. I just need the burn. I literally just need the burn. So it's so sad that we're not getting it. That's one Rider Negation out of the way. Another Mystic also does the job, right? Like double Mystic does the job. So what I need to do right here is that I need to actually go Oro Cannon, Pel Cascade, Oro Cannon, Pel Cascade, potentially have an out. Opponent can really not do Ice Shard because then they just lose to the throw. They lose the first throw, but I mean they might have no choice. Sands of Time punishes this play. So Sands of Time will punish this play, and this they Get Excited. Okay, so if this goes through, we can win with Mystic and or Get Excited. If this doesn't go through, then the Get Excited can still finish him off. Okay, so now we have two ways to win. Unless the opponent drew the Rabin right here. Or if they predicted into the Rabin last turn. On the predict that they just did. Cannot commit the Ice Shard because loses their Thralls, obviously. But they're never doing the Ice Shard this time. The best thing that the opponent can do for us is open attack. If they open up with the Rabin, then we just lose the game because they go up to 5 HP. No way. I guess it doesn't matter. It's still lethal. Hey, it's not lethal, right? Wait, what? They have Rabin. They're trying to finish us with Rabin, right? So the fact that he's doing this is because he's trying to finish us up with Rabin. So he has Rabin plus the Ice Shard. That would be exactly 3. So he does have it. So maybe we have to keep the Fallen Comet to get rid of the Lysandra. Maybe we have to keep the Fallen Comet to get rid of the Lysandra. Oh man, he predicted into the Rabin.
Your
That's my guess, right? It has to be the Ravine. Nothing else wins in the game here. With us having 2 more burns than him. Yeah. Yep. Exactly what we talked about, right? So, I guess there's some odds that we can hit right here. And then the Asha plus Ravine just finishes off.
Relax your knees.
That was a good hit. That was a good hit. There's nothing here that we can get that can stop this. Yeah, there's nothing here that we can do that can stop it. Why did we get that get excited so late? Oh, that feels so bad. Like, that get excited would have been so good any other time. I think we played for our outs. We just got a little bit unlucky with our draws. And our opponent predicting to the Ravine, so GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Annie Jhin. We should be okay. We have a lot of blockers. We have Burn. We have Lifesteal with Aphelios. We don't get the Aphelios. I'm going to harm Mulligan for it. And I'm going to keep the Pearl Cannon as well in case that I need early blockers. So we get a lot of burn. So this is good. This can kill the Annie. We get 2 blockers here. Okay, that's way too much Mystic shots. I think our hand is too low value. I think our hand is a little bit too low value. The Mystic shots are not enough to get us there. Oh, the Mystic shots are not enough to get us there. I mean, it might let us stall out. Yeah, so it lets us kill the Annie at least, which is nice. Is that enough? Is that enough? Okay, that's a good draw. That's a good draw. That gives me a good blocker. Let's wait it out. Do we kill the Annie now? Yeah, sure. Let's just kill the Annie now. When it could attack with the Corsair, we have a blocker with the Chompers. He attacks with the Saboteur, we can block with the Poro. So we're still only taking 2 damage. We have another Poro for next turn. We have another Mystic Shot. I think I like the Sun Dredger though instead, although the Sun Dredger gets punished by... Okay, well, it's gonna be Boom Baboon. It's gonna be Boom Baboon so that we get the value from the Sun Dredger next turn. I don't want to discard anything else that I have in my hand. Second Annie, unfortunately for us. I can actually attack with everything, because I can pull the Annie away and attack with the Boom Baboon and the Poro. If opponent doesn't have another blocker right here. Okay, well, that's pretty smart then, right? By opponent going this way, he stops our attack, in which case we're just gonna go here. We're gonna keep the Boom Baboon for a blocker for later. I mean, he's always gonna block with the Demolitionist, but just in case. Annie stays alive. So he gets to kill our guy here. Let's go Boom Baboon first. If the opponent has Station, then that's a problem. Roki. So which one is the most damage, right? So we can block the Corsair with the Poro. We can block here. We take 4. Take a little bit more. Because if we don't block the Annie, we're still taking 2. I guess we can block the Annie with the Chompers. We just kill the Annie, right? We just kill the Annie. We can block the Bunkuroki with the Boom Baboon. We can block this with the Poro, and we can summon another Chompers. Yeah, and we just block the damage here so that we don't lose. So we only take, I guess, 5 damage, but the opponent loses both of their skill units, and we get access to the Sun Dragon instead of access to a 3rd Mystic Shot. Way too many Mystic Shots, but it might end up working out for us. Oh, that's a huge draw. One is down to 2 cards. One is down to 2 cards. Right?
If they don't break, they'll burn.
What if we just Mystic this right now? That denies 2 damage? I don't hate it. He denies some burn. We can go ahead and attack here. Opponent's down to a single card. I like that. I like that. Opponent got greedy by not targeting the Sunhawk, which I guess is fair. We have some draw here. Opponent goes for the Decimate. Now, we're still kind of in range, right? We're still in range of burn, which is the problem. Get Excited means that we can play around the Fervor, which is good. This is 4, 7, 9, 11 damage next turn as well, if the opponent doesn't summon any blockers. So we could actually finish up with the Get Excited. Doombeast is the only problem here. Jhin is kind of annoying. Yeah.
They forced us to choose.
Opponent has to block. Opponent has to summon a unit. 7, 9, 11 plus 3 from the Get Excited is exactly 14. We don't mind sacrificing our Chompers. We don't mind sacrificing our Chompers. We have some more draw with the Pell Cascade, so again, it's the benefit of this deck that you kind of don't run out of resources. So it ends up being really good for us. Okay, so opponent ended up summoning Jhin, which is very scary, but if he attacks with Jhin, we just spell Cascade, right? So opponent did it this way so that he could just, I guess, not die, right? Which is what we had talked about. What if we just go here? Kind of sucks though, doesn't it? Kind of sucks giving him value. So what if we could just go like this? It kind of sucks giving him a good value trade. I don't think I want to give him a good value trade. The Jhin is scary, but the Jhin is still pretty far away from leveling.
Your path ends
And
here.
opponent only has one card, right? So I don't think I'm too scared of the Jhin and the level up that he has.
Her flowers bring the moonlight with them.
Let's just push some damage. Let's just push some extra damage. Start setting the opponent up for lethal. If we had top deck another Get Excited, we would have been lethal on the spot, right? Opponent didn't really get any good trades here. Top speaker, okay, so he does get value. He gets value next turn. We have some value here. We still have a discard fodder. We just need the Winding Light. Opponent also took 1 extra damage. Jhin is kind of scary. The Overwhelm is not a big deal. We can just block. Phantom block here. So we can Phantom block right here. Because this is always going to die. We can block here. If we block here, we die to a Decimate. So we have to block like this. And we have to block here. So that we're out of range of the Decimate. And we lose all our cards, but we have 2 Chompers, which means that we can actually pull his blockers away and just win that way. Decimate is not enough because opponent just restarted his Lotus Trap, so he's a 0 or 3. So it needs to be something else. This Phantom blocks, just dies, boom. This dies here, this trays here. We go boom ba boom, we play the Chompers out, we have a Dust Petal that we can discard with the Get Excited, so there's no reason not to. And this is lethal on the open, actually. Opponent will level up Jhin, though. On his next trigger. On his next skill triggers. The Doombeast is scary, but the opponent doesn't have any card that they could play with the Doombeast. Since they only have 1 card, so they have no way to trigger the Doombeast because they used the Tusk Speaker last turn. A second Tusk Speaker just wins us the game. And here the Chompers are just going to win. So the Chompers were able to get us the win. Again, because of the Get Excited, opponent's going to have exactly... Opponent's going to have exactly Fervor. To stop this. I guess actually, yeah, no, because he's a 0 or 3. So he has to be Fervor. And he has to do the Fervor on the Jhin. And the Fervor is not enough because we still have Get Excited to finish it up, right? So good on hand, you get to level up Jhin. You still lose to the Get Excited. I kind of want to draw first, but I guess it doesn't matter, right? Nice try. Nice try. But all I needed to do is get you to less than 3 HP, and that was game. Almost. The opponent almost got there. Leveled up Jhin and everything, but we were holding on to that get excited for a while. I think it was correct that we took the trades that we did on the previous turn and didn't just give him a favorable trade, because otherwise we would have been able to have another unit to attack with this turn. So, GG's. In this matchup, we'll be going up against Bard Illaoi. I think it should be an okay matchup for us. We can get a lot of value, right? They have some good blockers. I like Aphelios a lot. And I also like the Sundrager because he ends up becoming a really good blocker, but I also feel like I'm playing too greedy if I keep the Sundragers. Let's see if we can find more of our early units. Baboon is good. Because Shumpers is just so crucial. Viktor is also kind of good, right? Ooh, you know what? Maybe we don't play the Baboon. Because I want to have enough mana when I play Viktor to also have access to Pel Cascade. But maybe we do anyways. Because what are we doing with the Boom Baboon? We're still taking the damage here. So we're still taking the damage. All we're doing is just blocking a Berlinger. The opponent can still kill the Viktor with a Tentacle Smash now that they have the Tentacle. So there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, so the Tentacle Smash is still able to kill Viktor no matter what. In which case, do we even bother? In which case, I don't think we bother with like the with the value from Viktor Pel Cascade. I think we just go like this. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Tentacle Smash is a problem. We have the Moonlight Affliction, which is kind of nice. Okay, so that's not a Tentacle Smash, but opponent could still technically have value to kill us here. He can pull whatever he wants from this. I think I pass. So that I can safely play Viktor. Because opponent has access to a couple things. Yeah, I think I just pass. I think I'm just gonna play Viktor. If he wants to get value here, that's okay. Because they could have access to the thing that gives them that lets them drag my unit, and I don't want it to have access to that. The problem here is, of course, that the opponent could have access to Tentacle Smash. It loses it pretty good. They need to get rid of our Viktor now, right? As soon as possible. Let's double shine. We're gonna start here so that we can trigger the Aphelios right away, or we can potentially divide, depending which one we want to do. Riptide Sermon is not enough. Ooh, this is tempting. This is very, very tempting. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. There's a Tentacle Smash, right? Yeah, there's a Tentacle Smash. Like we expected. Still keeps this thing alive though, which is the only problem that we have. We have blockers though. We have blockers and we can always silence this. So let's go ahead and just kill this guy. We have Fearsome, so we're gonna push some damage against the Esmus. I like the idea of doing the Poro. I think I'm gonna get rid of the Pel Cascade. I think I'm getting rid of the Pel Cascade. This is pushing 6. Viktor is getting very close to leveling up. This is pushing 6 because the opponent's always blocking the Daring Portal. It doesn't actually block it. We have the Silence, right? So the Silences are saving grace right now. Do we just do it now? Do we just do it now? So we can silence this guy and just prevent as much damage as possible. But then our Viktor is gonna be vulnerable. Sure. Go ahead. If he has the Anakaboros, he can save this. But I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay. I'm okay giving them that right now. Because we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go for a big winding line. Now the problem is if the opponent still has the way to kill this. But we have regen, so that's pretty good. So we do go back up to 4. The problem is this tentacle. It's a big tentacle smash. It's a problem. We lose to the Rift. No, we don't lose to the Riptide Sermon because we level up the. We level up the Victor right away, right? And we have the elusive available for us. We can do Winding Light. And we get Spell Shield. Okay, that's huge. That's huge. Sure. Do we even need to do anything? Can we just do this? And then just kill it with the Vi after the fact? Progress Day seems tempting, but I think it might just be Shock Blast. Because Shock Blast is lethal, right? That's a good job for them. Shock Blast is just lethal though. Well, yes and no. We have to survive. We have to survive for Shock Blast to be lethal. We have to survive for Shock Blast to be lethal.
The human mind takes time.
The Vi is not enough. The Vi is not enough to kill this tentacle. If I knew that the opponent was gonna get greedy and play the Seas Boys, I would have done it differently. If we go like this, we're never actually killing this tentacle. I think it has to be the. I think it has to be the Vi. I think it's always the Vi. It lets me kill the Seas Boys. So we can kill the Seas Boys. We have blockers for everything else. Because we can kill the Seas Boys with the Victor. So we go like this. And then next time the Shock Blast still kills him because we're still pushing 10 right here. So next time the Shock Blast still kills him, this gets regen back up, has Fearsome and Elusive. If opponent open attacks, we're still fine. We're only taking 4. If they don't open attack, we just Shock Blast and win the game. Oh, we also have Get Excited as well, right? So we have 2 ways to commit lethal right here. Let's just commit it right now. Let's just commit it right now before they can do anything. Yeah, there we go. Because they don't have any deny, they don't have any heals. So that we got a little bit lucky there. Spell Shield, Elusive, Fearsome. Which means that the opponent had no way to block the Victor. So I should just go ahead and summon the Vi as soon as the opponent dropped the rally. But I'm glad I ended up not doing that anyways. I think it ended up working out regardless. But it would have at least let me kill the tentacle without taking that much damage. Or at least force the opponent to have to just attack, even without the overwhelm. So, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against the mirror. So Aphelios Viktor Vi versus Aphelios Viktor Vi. So I really like the Vi in the mirror. I like the Vi a lot in the mirror. I'm gonna keep the Senate Urchin. If we get a Boom Baboon or a Chumpers, he ends up being really good and gets us some draw. We don't get either of them. We do get Aphelios though, which could be really good. Get Excited is okay. Was it actually worth it to send an Urchin there so that we don't took that 2 damage? That 2 damage might actually make a difference. That 2 damage might actually make a difference. Let's do Sun Urchin and just skip. It feels bad. It feels really bad to do this. But I can't keep taking that much damage, right? We get a turn too late. Turn too late.
Death or the blade.
Yeah, we have to go for it. We have to go for it. Just go like this. We get access to Aphelios next turn, which is not bad. Opponent still gets to push 2 damage. Has access to the Dust Petal, which means that they probably have access to Aphelios themselves. Kind of like keeping the blockers. I kind of feel like I need to keep the Get Excited though. Kind of feels like I need to keep the Get Excited. So I'm gonna just go Aphelios first. go Crescendum because he could get me a better blocker for the Financier. We don't need to commit to the Calibrum just yet. I need to get excited to deal with his Aphelios. Unfortunately, right? Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna just go all in there. I'm gonna do this first. See if the opponent summons Aphelios. Okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and do the Crescendum then. Let's go ahead and do the Crescendum. Gives us a blocker for the Financier. Oh, that's a good roll. Let's go ahead and just push the damage. Let's push the 2 damage. We still have blockers for everything. That way we can just block the Poro next turn and have this Poro block this one. So I don't need to sacrifice our Poro right here. The opponent has Vi, that's a problem. Opponent just committed, I get excited. Okay, that tells me that they have Vi. So that tells me that they have Vi and they wanted to use their Vi right there. So we're gonna tell you no. Start with the Poro. And then we go with the Vi. Depending on what the opponent does right here. It's a lot of elusive damage. We can pull the Poro with our Vi over here. Okay, they get a second Poro. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Okay. They also don't have great discard stuff then, right? So we can still push all this elusive damage. For free. Really? Don't think it's worth it. The level up on the Vi seems tempting, but I don't think it's worth it. Not when it means that I have to discard something in my hand. We can always level her up naturally. Next turn. And then we prepare for like a big Wind and Light turn. Problem is that we need to have something that we can use with the Wind and Light, right? So we probably have to just go for the Get Excited. Or we can see if we can get something from Trifecta. This is probably the best Trifecta turn that we're gonna get. What is this? Sure. I mean, that's annoying, but it's not gonna be like the end of the world, right? Yeah, that's not gonna be the end of the world. We just win, right? With Moonglow and Divide. We can do Reading in the Stars for some value. And later on have Living Legends if this game goes long enough. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna keep the Moonglow so that we can trigger the Wind and Light next time. So we're gonna go like this. Okay. We're gonna Moonglow. And then Wind and Light. This is gonna have Overwhelm and Spell Shield. And have enough health to survive. We can just pull the Daring Poro away, which is a blocker. That's game. That's game. I mean, with 3 mana, there's nothing you can do to stop this Wind and Light turn. Honestly, probably just gonna get rid of the Baboon, right? Because that Baboon lets me pull with something else. I guess opponent, because he doesn't have the stun either. So we get rid of the Boom Baboon. We even have the burn damage here. Yeah, so we just go here. And that's game. We pull the elusive blockers with the Vi. Our elusive goes through. She has Overwhelm. This has Overwhelm. We pull the Sum Dredgers with the Chumpers. Each is best blocker, so this is also dealing 5. And that's game. Even if the opponent has like double Mystic, get excited, that's still not gonna be enough. That's still not gonna be enough because I can just pull all your best blockers away. And making sure that this deals 5, this is dealing 6, and this is dealing 11. We got there before the opponent did, right? So we got a little bit lucky. Yeah, we got there before the opponent did. They had the attack token on 7, so technically, you know, they could have had a Wind and Light. I'm surprised about that pass in turn 5. If they didn't have Vi, I'm very surprised about that pass in turn 5. So there we go. GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. You're gonna see that the deck does struggle sometimes now. Really close matchup against Thralls. I was so sad that I couldn't pull that one through, but he had exactly the right answer and we got to get excited way too late, right? So he had the right negation, and then on top of that also ended up top decking the Rabin from the Predict. So sometimes the games go like that. I think we played as best as we could. That match was technically bad for us, but we also got lucky that they didn't get the Rubino until later into the game, so it allowed us to push a lot of damage early on that otherwise we would have been able to push, right? In terms of mulligan, you really want to keep at least one chomper. So whether it's Boombaboon and chompers, you want to keep them because you have a lot of stuff that can discard with Sun Urchin and some dredgers. So you always want to keep Boombaboon or chompers or try to search for them. I like keeping the Lunari Dustbringer, is really good early attacker. And I also like keeping Viktor and Aphelios. And also Vi. I will keep all my champions. So keep all your champions, but focus first on getting your Boombaboon or your chompers and the Dustbringer settled in first. If you already have a Chomper, so a Boombaboon, that you can keep the Center Urchin. That way you can get value from discarding those Chompers and being able to start pushing damage that way. You probably don't want to keep the Winding Light. You want to just draw it later in the game. This only comes down in turn 6 and 7, so there's no reason to keep it early before you have a board set up. And then your burn, similarly, your burn and your Pale Cascade and your Moonlight Afflictions, you want to just draw them later into the game. So just really just keep your early units. Portal Cannon can be tempting if you already have some Chompers as well, because you can push a lot of damage, and that's not blockable. But, you know, early units, your champions, stabilize your board, and then just win the game afterwards when you get your late game stuff. That would be my strategy with this deck. Anyways, enough about that. Hope you enjoyed this deck showcase today. As always, if you like the content, please make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post Illaoi videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Twitch Sirturmund. We stream 3 to 4 times a week. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.